Welcome to episode 86 of the A Free Spirit Life podcast. Hello, my friends. This is Shannon Kinney-Duh, intuitive spiritual mentor, holistic life and creativity coach, artist, writer, and teacher, and I am back with the podcast. I just pulled a card from my new affirmation deck, Your True Nature, 44 nature-inspired affirmations to ignite your soul. And I'm going to read this to you because it's exactly the theme that I wanted this show to be about. I'm going to share a personal story today and keep the show small, short, sweet, because I'm getting back into the audio version of this podcast. I have taken breaks from the show over the years, and I went back to YouTube thinking that I would do consistent videos there. What I have found in my current life as a mom, as a business owner, that sometimes the video part of YouTube hinders my ability to just hop in and share something with you all. I'm a very auditory person. My guides speak to me through song lyrics, through music, through other people communicating with me through sound, messages. My favorite way to communicate with my friends and family is to leave audio messages. And that's what I started the show really feeling guided to do. So I'm returning back to the audio version of my podcast. I am going to play around with different videos on YouTube. So definitely check it out because I'm going to see where I go because I want to do more creative exploration with you all, and I want to show you different things that are inspiring. But there is something so powerful about the sound, listening to someone's voice while you're maybe doodling or journaling or taking notes or on a walk in nature. And the distractions that video can cause, just being on YouTube or scrolling on our phones, can be quite distracting, and it takes us away from the energy of the message. And so I hope that this resonates with you wherever you are listening to this show right now. However you found these words, I'm so grateful for you. And I'm going to make an effort to, when I have something to share, get on this show and share it with you all. So definitely subscribe either to my show or to my Substack newsletter, and you can find those links wherever you're listening. So the affirmation card that I pulled for you all says this: I am like the sun, illuminating my own path and inspiring others to express their authentic brilliance. And when I opened the guidebook that I wrote on card 16, when I created this deck, I walked in nature. And every card that you find in this box and every page that I wrote in the guidebook was channeled by my creativity and by my communion or connection with nature. I believe we are all nature, and we are returning to our true nature. We've been pulled away for a very long time. And we feel that, don't we? We feel that when our life is topsy-turvy, when we're off center. And we're learning how to come back. We're learning how to find the center, which is our heart, which is our true nature, which is our authenticity, which is our essence, the soul essence of who we are, the light that shines from our inner core. That's what we're returning to so we can shine brighter and be those powerful beings that we are here to be. So I channeled every part of this, even the journal prompts and the affirmations and the descriptions, with nature being my co-creator. So I hope that you find this touches your heart and speaks to you in some way. And I'm so very grateful for all of you who have bought the deck. You are sending me the most beautiful messages about how it's touching your heart, how you feel the love from this deck, the energy that I put into it. That means the world to me, because what I'm going to talk about today is how I'm stepping more into my power, how you are stepping more into your power, but it takes being vulnerable. And so before we do that, let's look at the card here. This card is about inspiration. It says, just as fire requires oxygen to burn brightly, my inspiration ignites when I connect deeply with the essence of life. The warmth of the sun reminds me to shine my unique light into the world. In this radiance, I find connection, creativity, peace, and joy. Nature's rhythms, the steady rise and fall of the sun, the rustling of leaves, or the song of birds, ignites my soul, reminding me that inspiration is a constant force, always shining around me and within, waiting to fuel me. As I breathe life into each moment, I welcome more beauty and meaning, feeling fully alive. And the questions for this affirmation: what ignites your inner fire and inspires your creativity? How can you nurture that spark today? Reflect on the ways nature fuels your inspiration. What steps can you take to invite more of this creative energy into your life? And once again, the affirmation: I am like the sun, illuminating my own path and inspiring others to express their authentic brilliance. So I'm laughing because my guides, I asked them what card would resonate with you all today as I'm hopping back on my podcast. And this is exactly the theme that I've been focusing on in my life and what I wanted to share with you about our inner fire and the element of fire and how we're learning how to lean into that element. So let me share a little story for you. So for those of you who know me, or maybe you're just discovering me for the first time, the short backstory is I have wanted to make an affirmation deck of cards for a long time now. And I was always getting stuck, and I wasn't really believing in myself as an artist, as a creator. And once I worked through that, this became a self-discovery journey in and of itself. I'm making a self-discovery companion for you as I was making it for me, and still using it in that way. And as I went through all the steps to figure out how to create this and print it and get it to me to ship out to you, I started feeling very vulnerable. These old feelings of vulnerability came up to the surface. Now, in the past, they would have knocked me down or prevented me maybe from finishing the project, but I had already finished the project. I'd already sold the decks. I'm like ready to ship them out. And so I had to face the vulnerability feelings and feel them and heal them. And we heal those feelings by letting them be felt, and then we release them and voicing them. I felt all this kind of anxious feeling swirling in me until I took the moment to share with some trusted friends about what I was feeling, and they held space for my vulnerability. And then I felt so much better. It had a place to go, and then it was released and acknowledged. So the morning that I was going to deliver some decks for the first time, I woke up with this image that I saw. It wasn't a dream. It was more like a vision of this woman engulfed in flames. Now, it wasn't scary. She looked at peace, but I found it interesting. It caught my attention. So I paid attention to it. I wondered about it, kind of reflected on it, and went about my day. And then my anxious feelings kind of came out, and I had to share those. And, I'm putting out something that I created out into the world, and I don't know how it's going to be received. But I also am in a place where I have healed a lot of those past creative wounds, and I know that the right people, it will land for them. And that's all that matters, right? So I was delivering this deck to a dear friend of mine. And when I gave him the deck, he teared up. And he teared up because he knows from being a creator and an artist and a visionary and a spiritual being, the love and the care and the inner work that goes into a project like this. And he could feel that. And not only could he feel it and from me, but he was cheering me on. And he was happy for me. And that love and care and compassion was expressed through both of us. So he's got the deck in his hand. He's tearing up. He's celebrating me. I'm feeling all the love. And the song that's playing at the restaurant is Alicia Keys' "This Girl Is on Fire." And he points it out and he says, "That is you. That is you." And I received it. I didn't block it. I didn't discount it. I took it in. And it reminded me of that morning when I woke up with that image of a woman engulfed in flames. Several years ago, I took a class called Healing the Witch Wound, and I was drawn to it because I've always been drawn to healing modalities that are spiritual in nature. When I got into yoga in my 20s, it wasn't common for where I was living for people my age to be doing yoga then. When I discovered Reiki energy healing, the people in my circles, it wasn't really common. It was new. It was considered different. When I found human design, everyone I asked had never heard of it. Now, on this awakening journey, so many of us are leaning in and allowing those healing arts modalities to come into our life because we know we are energy. We know we are more than just the material world, and we're allowing it to come in. And that is so beautiful and so exciting. And so these classes, going back to the Healing the Witch Wound, for me, built confidence in me and helped me learn that I'm sure I've had past lives where I was shining my light and taken down for it, or maybe burned at the stake. All of us have had lives where we tried to do our best and our light got engulfed in some way. But this lifetime is different. We know we're safe now to share and to be in a more loving, compassionate world. So for me, this was a full circle moment to not let the flames engulf and take me down, but to stand in my power as a light being in this world, as a creator, as a compassionate soul. We are all being called to do that right now. Our solar plexus is the fire element. It is where our core essence resides. It is our inner light. And throughout our lifetime, and possibly lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we have carried burdens or baggage or conditioning that has tried to snuff out some of that light. It will never get snuffed out. But we're learning now to stand in our power and let our inner fire not engulf us, but burn away what is no longer serving our lives, what is no longer for our highest path moving forward. What is hindering us from standing in our truth, in our power, shining our authentic, creative, empowered light? So when I pulled this card for you today, I am like the sun, illuminating my own path and inspiring others to express their authentic brilliance. When I created this deck, I did it in a section of elements. The earth is the red color. Water is the orange color. And then I have yellow, fire. And this is a yellow card that I pulled. And what I am seeing as a visionary, as an intuitive guide, as a spiritual teacher, as a creator, is that the world right now is looking very chaotic. And when change happens, it is chaotic for a while. It's kind of like the idea, I'm sure I've said this before, but when you declutter, a room or a closet or a drawer, it's going to get really messy before it looks better. And that's where we're at. We're in the mess. We're in the death of the old way of being that wants to grip and is stuck in a state of fear and wants to control the outcome. But you can even hear with those words how fear and control constricts our energy. What about expansion? What about awe and wonder? What about breath? What about standing into your power? What about creativity? What about play? What about joy, having fun? You feel the expansiveness. And when you feel expansive, you breathe deeper. And when you add breath to the body, you're feeding your fuel. That is inspiration. Inspiration is to inspire. It is to put breath into. Wow, I'm like getting chills here because the card I picked is called inspiration. It is to put breath into, to inspire. So I created this deck to inspire you, to be a spark, to be a breath of fresh air. Every card is like a piece of art that you can put on the stand that it comes in, and you can just have this moment of quiet reflection in your day, this inspiration, putting fresh breath into your day. We are here to spark each other, to strengthen that inner flame, to burn away what no longer serves us so that we can walk as a shining bright life on our paths and in the world. So have faith, trust your intuition, trust that you're hearing these words for a reason. And I think the best thing we can do to wrap up this episode is to say, what inspires you? How can you follow what lights you up today and every day? Because we've been taught to put all of that to the back burner, to put it at the bottom of the list. Oh, it doesn't matter. Stay distracted, stay in chaos, stay as a consumer, stay in debt, stay in exhaustion. Burn out that inner flame with all that's tugging at us. But as you awaken and as you hear these words and as you learn to resonate at a soul level, how can you feed your inner flame? It starts with joy. It starts with remembering wonder and awe. It starts with feeding your creativity, and it starts with inspiration. Breathe more deeply. Make space for what matters most to you. Do what sparks joy in your life. And remember this, because I know it's heavy and I know it's hard sometimes. Sometimes when we have so much weighing on us and we see so much change in the world, and if we're getting plugged into the fear, it's hard to get a full breath, isn't it? It's hard to find that deep breathing. And so what do? You ground yourself. You get yourself in nature. Get your feet in the dirt. Sit in the sun. Allow the sun's rays to be felt in every cell of your body, and then breathe that in. Your breath goes with you everywhere. It is a gift, and it is a teacher, and it is a guide. So when you're breathing shallowly, most likely you're feeling some stress. When you're breathing more deeply, you're being more present, or you're in a state of flow and relaxation. Lean on your breath during these changing times. And if you want some guidance, I have free meditations on Insight Timer. There's one called the sipping breath. It's a really simple practice where you breathe like you're breathing through a straw, through your mouth, in and out 3 times, and you'll feel this calming sensation wash over your entire body. We need to keep calming on our nervous system right now, and that's where joy comes into play. So make space for more joy. Follow what inspires you, and let your inner flame burn away what you no longer need. Whether it's vulnerability or self-doubt or guilt or shame or not believing in yourself, whatever it is, it's time to stand in your power, to let your inner light shine bright, to be like the sun, illuminating your own path. And as you do that, you inspire others to express their authentic brilliance. Let's connect together, shining brighter together. We are in this together. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to learn more about my affirmation deck, the sessions I offer, let me know. You can email me, hello@ShannonKinney-Duh, that's DUH.com, or afreespiritlife.com. You can check me out on Instagram @afreespiritlife. And if you like these kinds of episodes, I would love to hear from you. I'm in a state of receiving right now, and I would love to receive your reviews. You can go to Apple and leave a review for my podcast, or you can send me an email. Let me know if these shows touch you in any way, and that is my fuel. I will continue showing up for you too. Let's do this together. Be well, my friend. Keep shining your light, and I will see you next time.